celebrated May Day, and this is how May Day looks like in the world's happiest country. On this day, you see the flag of Finland hoisted up in every apartment and in every space, every institution, because it is a national flag day. These are days where we do things in remembrance of key things, celebration of key activities, and these are usually national events as well. So May Day is one of them. And another beautiful thing about May Day is you see these antique cars, very old automobiles, which are from the very old days. Like, it's just beautiful how people keep these and work on these. Then most importantly, you see a lot of people in town. This is where the spirit of community is actually birthed. When you go to the city center, you see a lot of people coming to town. Nobody is left out, from grandparents to grandchildren to spouses. Everybody is in town, and that is the beauty of it. So usually at 12 noon, we have what they do. Like, we have the antique cars, and the beauty about Vasa is there's actually an automobile museum. Yes, so at 12 o'clock noon, you see the police leading the convoy with the old cars. And the old cars, from police cars to fire trucks to ambulance to private cars to buses, everything in the olden days, antiques, at the dome, you see all of them being paraded. Yeah, so there's a full convoy from the automobile museum through town and within town as well. It's just a beautiful sight to see all these old cars, and I think it's just beautiful because it helps us see how so much the world has changed in so little a time. Like, these were top cars in those days, and they are still very much beautiful. You see the engineering, you see how things have really changed. Yes, it's just beautiful, and it makes sense why this is one of the world's happiest country. It's the little things that really bring joy. You see how everybody is around in town just to have a glimpse of these old beauties once more. This is what happiness looks like in the world's happiest country. So yes, this day is usually greet Huva Vapor. That's the greetings you usually give. Yes, and you see a lot of people in town because this is when we all come out from the cold. So that is one of the key things or key highlights on May Day in Finland. If you want to really experience Finland and have a great vibe on some of these things, I think you should make sure that your next visit here is on May Day. You'd really love this experience. I was honestly very much amazed by the number of people I saw in town, because I don't think I've seen this much people in town ever before. Yes, so usually around this time, the parking spaces and all those things can be a bit crowded. Yes, especially at noon. Like I said, the main activity starts 12 o'clock noon. So that's one thing that happened in Vasa. So this is actually shot in Vasa, Finland. Yes, it happens in other cities as well in different ways. So like I said, when I got to the city center, I was pretty much very overwhelmed because I don't think I've seen this much people since I came here. Yeah, so it was a good experience, and you see the flag hoisted virtually every space. And they don't leave the kids out. One thing about Finland is that they are very intentional about kids and about they having the best experience in life. So you also have the things for the kids, the bouncy castles, trampoline, they're all there for the kids, and then they just enjoy that as well. The adults are also not left out. There's the music band at the city center, and one of the things about fun facts about Finland is they are very heavy on metallic music. Yes, so you get to experience that as well, and there's always that like sense of community these days. And I'm an African, and Africans are very much community based. So these are the ones that you really like it, and it makes you feel like, finally. So yes, this is actually one of those days you'd really love to be in town. And yes, the traffic lights in the main areas where the convoy passes usually will be on amber. That is one thing to also note. The Christians are also not left out, yes. And one beautiful thing is, yes, we have the Jesus campaign or Jesus rally. Yes, so during this day, you see the Christian community also having the rally. I'm a Christian, and so yes, I think the world is beautiful with Jesus. So yes, you also have the rally which also goes on. Very peaceful rally. Yes, people just share the placards and all those things. And it's great to have the Christian community all united, no matter what denomination you find yourself or you are, which is also very beautiful as well. I almost forgot. One key thing you need to know is that on this day, the special drink which we have is the mead. Yes, MEAD. The beautiful thing about Finland is on special days like Christmas, there's a special drink. May Day, there's special drinks. That's a beautiful thing in here as well. So the mead is the special drink for the May Day celebration. Yes. And for us, we also decided to have some beautiful meal afterwards. And today, it is not about cooking. No, I was the errand girl in the kitchen. So this was done by my very good friend here, Ben Jifa. Yes, he is our chef for today. Yes, and he's going to teach us through some beautiful meals that we had. I really learned a lot. Let me be very honest. Yes, so today was some salad. Yes, initially the plan was Caesar salad, but there was a twist in there. So this is not the original, no, but the salad, and then there's the main dish, which has a lot of things for you to learn as well. And then finally is the dessert, which is the cake, almond cake. Let me be very honest. I love cake. I love red velvet, but now my favorite cake is the almond cake. To start off with the salad, we're going to make some croutons. Yeah, so this bread is actually called croutons. And what you're going to do is to break them up, pour some melted butter or fat. If you don't have butter, I can use margarine. Yes, melted one, mix it up. It goes into the oven because it's going to dry out. You want it to be crispy for you to really enjoy with the salad as well. So this, you're just going to bake it till it's dried out. Yes. And then we're using some cheese. Yes. For this day, we're using Gouda cheese. The other cheese you can actually use. You need your fish base. Yes. Usually fish is what is used ideally. So your fish goes in, your cheese goes in, garlic goes in. Yes. Then we're going to add in some lemon. So the lemon is going to reduce the nausea, something. You see, fish can be nauseating. So that also checks that in. Then you're going to mix it with some mayonnaise. Yes, good amount of mayo. You can add more lemon, add in some black pepper or peppercorn, and then you're actually going to mix this up. You don't need salt because the cheese is already having salt. Then we serve this with some lettuce. You can also decide to mix this up with the lettuce, the mayo base we've done, and then the croutons in as well. But I was like, let's do it this style because I love to see my veggies green and then jumping in there. Then we had our mains. Yes, for our mains, what we did was there was potatoes, which is actually one of the main cups. Yes, and then there was rice. So for the potatoes, we washed them up and then you cut it into very sizable sizes, such that if you pick, you can easily use your fork to just pick and then you just eat. Yes, it shouldn't be so big that you're now coming to be cutting. Yes, so that is what is done. Then you go onto the fire, going to cook it up. The whole idea is that it should be cooked, but not peche. It shouldn't be mushy. And one way to make very quick cooked potatoes is to use hot water. Yes, that was one trick I also learned. I usually would just cook it from the start, and I learned this trick. Yes, baking with my chef. Yes, chef for the day. So that's one thing I also learned. Like the hot water makes you save time on that. Then you're going to drain off the water. Then once you're done draining it off, you pour it into a pan, let it air out, let it cool down. Then we're going to do the chicken curry sauce. Yes. And that one, you're going to use some habanero peppers to give it some peppery kick, garlic, ginger, onion. You're going to blend these up because you're going to go into our stew. So once this is actually well blended, you're going to also start it off and we're going to slice some onions in there. So in your pan, you pour in your oil base, you pour in your onion, then your chicken goes in. You can use the unmarinated or a marinated chicken. They all work best. You're going to add in your spices. The garlic dip goes in, some red pepper, paprika. Then you're going to add in curry, a lot of curry. And turmeric will give you that golden color as well. So you're going to actually pan, toss or fry this chicken just a little bit. Then you're going to add in your tomatoes. Yes, your tomatoes also goes in. And then finally, you're going to add the blended onion, pepper, ginger, garlic that we just did. This was new to me because typically when I'm doing chicken stew, I like to steam the chicken, maybe fry it, then I do the gravy base and I mix it up. So this was new to me and I like this result. Honestly, like this is my new trick I'm going to be using for my chicken stews. Then we also added in the pepper and peppercorn and then some salt. So what I realized with this was that it actually saved you more cooking times because instead of cooking the stew and chicken separately, cooking it together saves you time. The chicken also tends to pick up the taste of the stew, so you get very good balance in there. So you also add in your chicken stock and then more curry because it's actually chicken curry stew. So you need a lot of curry in there, and I think that's like one of the best ways to actually do your chicken stew. Yes, this is actually one of the best way to do your chicken stew. The ones we're done, you go in with your milk. You can use your milk preference, but the milk should have more fat in there. Then it gives you good results. Then more curry if you'd want to. We had to add some basil, but we didn't have the fresh, so we just used the dried ones. Then for the side of this, we also had some vegetables. So there was carrot, bell pepper, paprika, yes, and then you're going to basically pour your vegetables onto your pan, add in some oil or fat, healthy fat, and then you're going to toss this up, yes, and then it's going to go into the oven. This is actually very helpful. I almost forgot, you can sprinkle in some salt as well, yes. Then this is parsnip. Yes, this is my first time actually eating and trying it, and I think I did like it. Like it has a very sweet aroma afterwards. It has a very nice taste. Like it's very pleasant in there. It's more tasty than radish. Yes, so I really did enjoy. This is something new I also learned to eat that day. Like I tried it and I liked it. So I think if you have the opportunity, you should also try it. It's called parsnip as well. So that you leave it in the oven for it to cook up. Yes, and that also gives you time because we're doing a buffet and we needed to do quite a lot of things that day. So the oven kind of helps. Now we're also doing some mushrooms. Yes, more proteins. Yes. So for the mushrooms, once you cut them into good sizes in your pan, you're going to add some healthy fats or oils. Then you put in your mushroom and sprinkle in your salt. Yes, Chema was there giving us chef vibes with the salt. Ah, so we added in some coconut oil to give it to help it fry faster and better. Then once the vegetables was done, it went into our serving dish. So that goes in. Then we place the mushrooms at the side. Yes, this is pan fried mushrooms. Yes. Then we go on to our next protein, which was the fish fingers. So this was store-made fish fingers. Yes, to save up time. So if you don't want to eat chicken, then you could go in with a fish. If you don't want to eat any of the animal proteins, then you can actually eat mushroom. So this is one thing you need to be careful of or think thoughtful about when you're making meal prep. So like I said, your oil has to be very, very hot to really fry your potatoes. The whole thing is that the potatoes is cooked. The potatoes is already cooked. You just want to get that golden brown color. So once that is done, you sprinkle in your salt and then you are good to go and serve. And we serve this with Hollandaise. Oh my God, it was just creamy, smooth, and nice. And it's simple. All you need is hot water and a stainless steel pan. You're going to separate eggs, the white from the yolk. The main ingredient here is the yolk, not the egg white. So you separate it, melt your butter. Once it's melted, you're going to clean your pan. Stainless steel pan is the best. You don't do this directly. Pour in lemon, pour in vinegar, and then you're going to be whisking this. This one there is a whole whisking something. Oh, you don't stop. You keep whisking till it forms beautifully. Take it off the fire. Then you're going to be incorporating your melted butter bit by bit. Be careful with the quantity before it becomes runny. So once this is actually well incorporated, then we're going to add in some salt. You can add in more lemon if you think you still want that taste in there. Then finally, to our cake, all you need is your butter, which you're going to melt, eggs, almond flour, sugar, and a bit of flour. Yes, pastry flour would do. So we begin by pouring in butter, melted butter, and salt in there. You can use margarine. You can use any fat which is available to you. Yes. So you can, if you don't melt it, you have to make sure you cream it for it to be very foamy and fluffy before you proceed. And then we're going to be adding in our eggs because we're using the stand mixer. That's why we didn't whisk the eggs separately. If you are doing this manually, please whisk your eggs separately cream, your margarine, and your sugar, or your butter and your sugar, so it's well incorporated before you mix them up. If you're using the machine, it's way easier. Then you're going to incorporate your almond flour in it bit by bit. Then once this is all mixed together, we're going to then add in some flour, very small quantity of flour. Because almond flour by itself is gluten free, it doesn't stick together or bind together so well. So sometimes you need to have this in there. If you are gluten sensitive or you don't take gluten, then you can go in for gluten free starch. If you don't have flour, sorry, if you don't have almond flour, you can buy the almond nut and crush it and mill it into almond flour. So once that is done, Auntie Madam, yes, I greased the pans. Then we actually scooped the butter into it. Then it's actually good to go in for the oven. So this, like I said, it was my first time trying almond cake, and I really did love it. Like, it's one of my favorites right now. I think if you have any special event, this is definitely one cake recipe to do. The oven was already heated, 200 degrees. We've been cooking with 200 degrees all through, yes. And this takes you about 20 minutes. Then you're actually going to get good result. Because almond flour is light, it doesn't take too long to bake, yes. Maximum maybe 40 minutes for 180 degrees. But usually within 30 minutes, you should have very good result. Use your toothpick to pick the middle and you see whether it is done or not. Now, we have for the side. So we used some strawberries, jam, puree, whatever one you think you like to go with. Then you're going to whisk this and serve it. And yes, this was a tasting team and the eating team. Yes, we didn't really have fun. Thank you to all my family here. I have a lot of family, big family here. So I see you in the next food video. Do live life to the fullest. Be joyous, be merry. Lots of love for my team and I. And special thank you and shout outs to our chef for the day who cooked with Abba. Thank you very much. Lots of love. Mwah.